Here's what Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and President Biden are saying about the fourth stimulus check.
Nobody knows that people are being exploited until the people who are being exploited stand up and say enough is enough. So what you guys are doing are leading the effort.
4 million adults and 12 million children literally don't have enough food to eat. These aren't Democrats or Republicans, they're Americans, and they're suffering. They're suffering not because of anything they did. Through no fault of their own, they're suffering. Once-in-a-century virus has decimated our economy, and it's still wreaking havoc on our economy today. And so much of it is still about the virus. We're still in the teeth of this pandemic. In fact, January was the single deadliest month of the whole pandemic. We lost nearly 100,000 lives. I know some in Congress think we've already done enough to deal with the crisis in the country. Others think that things are getting better and we can afford to sit back and either do little or do nothing at all. That's not what I see. I see enormous pain in this country. A lot of folks out of work, a lot of folks going hungry, staring at the ceiling tonight wondering, what am I going to do tomorrow? A lot of folks trying to figure out how to keep their jobs and take care of their children. A lot of folks reaching the breaking point. Suicides are up, mental health needs are increasing, violence against women and children is increasing. A lot of folks are losing hope. And I believe the American people are looking right now to their government for help, to do our job, to not let them down. So I'm going to act, and I'm going to act fast. I'd like to be doing it with the support of Republicans. I've met with Republicans. There's some really fine people who want to get something done, but they're just not willing to go as far as I think we have to go. I've told both Republicans and Democrats that's my preference to work together. But if I have to choose between getting help right now to Americans who are hurting so badly and getting...
Yes, sir.
Speaking of your letter last night to the caucus, you said that you need to do fewer things well. That was the guidance you got from the members. So are you suggesting that this package may ultimately drop either universal pre-K, child tax credit expansion, tuition-free community college, paid family leave, or even the Medicare expansion?
Well, let me just say that at $3.5 trillion, we were doing everything well. So not a question of now we're doing it well because it's less money. But the fact is that if there are fewer dollars to spend, there are choices to be made. And members have said, let's get the results that we need, but we will not diminish the transformative nature of what it is. And it is, some members have written back to me and said, I want to do everything. So we'll have that discussion. But again, in the family section of it, the transformative nature of the Biden child tax credit, child care and universal pre-K really go together. That's sort of they go together. They're part of the same, meeting the same need. Issues that relate to home health care. There's certain things that we're still talking about a couple of $1 trillion, but it's not, it's more, it's much less. So mostly we would be cutting back on years and something like that. But those are decisions that we have to. Excuse me?
Would you have to drop one of those programs?
Well, we hope not. We hope not. But we have to make sure we have a bill, which I also said, is that we have to have something that will pass the House and pass the Senate.
Is very encouraging and it's admirable, the vision that they put down, and going so far as to talk about land use, to talk about billions of dollars in rail, in EVs, in making sure that we're putting EV charging stations across the country, to make sure that we are making investments in Amtrak, in public transit, in roads, bridges, care, etc., is really important. However, I think the vision is good. I think we can make it broader, but even if you have the vision that the Biden administration has put forward, my concern is that they have allocated $2.25 trillion over.
Now, folks, the Social Security Administration just released the new cost of living adjustment. Now, every year, the Social Security Administration adjusts the amount that it pays beneficiaries based on the year-on-year increase of the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners. Wednesday morning, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics released the data from September, showing an increase of 5.9%. Shortly after that news release, the Social Security Administration announced a 5.9% cost of living adjustment increase for 2022. A 5.9% 22 increase means an average of $92 per month. A 5.9% increase is basically $100 more in your monthly Social Security benefits. The monthly average for all retired workers will jump by $92 in 2022, going from around $1,500 to around $1,700. This is over 4 times what the increase was for 2021 when it was just $20. The maximum monthly payment amount in 2022 for those that have reached full retirement age will rise to $197, increasing to $3,400 from $3,200 in 2021. The Supplemental Support Income Federal Standard Payments will increase to $841 per month for individuals, an increase of $47. For couples, they can receive an additional $70 per month for a total of $1,200 in 2022. The Social Security Administration will send beneficiaries a letter about the new benefit amounts early December. However, most beneficiaries who have an online account through My Social Security account can check their COLA notice there. For those beneficiaries receiving Medicare, the Social Security Administration will not be able to calculate the new benefit until after Medicare premium amounts for 2022 are announced. So the expanded crisis unemployment benefits helped millions of Americans make ends meet during the crisis. But analysts have found that some actually earned more by staying home than they would have made by going to work. Because of this generous unemployment payouts, many politicians argued that the unemployed Americans had less incentive to return to the workforce. In fact, about half of the states by June ended extra unemployment assistance early in order to address the growing worker shortage. But according to a new analysis, although unemployment benefits expired for the 5.3 million Americans in early September, hiring will only increase by about 1.3 million through the end of 2021. So the deadline has passed for those who are willing to opt out of the October child tax credit payment, but they still have the opportunity to enroll online for the next 2 payments and receive a larger sum next year. The 4th monthly payment will go out on October 15th, so you should expect to receive either $300 or $250 depending on your personal situation. It is worth remembering that you will receive a total of up to $1,800 until December 15th, with the first check having gone out on July 15th, before another $1,500 or $800 check arrives in April 2022. So it is too late to opt out of the October payment, as the deadline for this was October 4th. But if you have decided that you no longer want to wait or receive the child tax credit checks on a monthly basis, then you need to make sure they have done so before November 1st in order to not receive the 4th payment on November 15th.